Well, this doesn't seem very encouraging.
Oh, 05.
Yeah, 05 in the cat box. What's going on?
You was squealing right out of the gate, ain't so good.
Yeah, when I hang out on my tiki beach. There we go. There be thunderstorms out there somewhere. I hear them crashing in the receiver.
Yeah, I heard they were calling for some. I don't know. I don't hear anything over here.
Yeah, I hear them popping in the receive every so often. Little lightning discharges. Imagine it's out there somewhere. Gotta find out where that squeal's coming from. Oh, it's this thing again. I thought I fixed that. Ferrites are in resonance here.
Monkey Man, look what you did, Monkey Man.
Oh, wow. I was wrong. I didn't think he'd be on tonight.
Well, you guessed wrong now, didn't you?
I guess you're back from wherever it is you were.
I'm here and in the flesh.
Oh, that's good. That might make the night a little more interesting.
Well, you know, sometimes life has a way of getting in the way.
I figured you were, taking that vacation you've been talking about.
That's not till October.
Oh, October? I thought you were doing it earlier.
Yeah, I think there's a breaker in there, I think.
That may very well be.
Oh, it's K1. I can barely hear you, buddy. Spitfire, 441, Spitfire Countywide Radio. I can hardly hear you. You're not in such a good location tonight.
And I can't hear him at all.
Somewhere outside of Pottstown around Saratoga. Yeah, sometimes I hear him and sometimes not. You gotta climb that high hill again. Hello, Quarter Wave Dave. Dave and Countywide, Dan Bagger, K1, whoever else is out there, Monkey Man. Hey there, Quarter Wave Dave. Monkey Man, waving a hand. Good evening, everybody.
Hello there, Quarter Wave Dave. How's it going on this nice, wonderful summer type day there?
About time we get a summer type day.
Yeah, we've been kind of stuck in the dreary pattern for a couple of days, and it's not really completely out of here yet either. It's going to come back with a vengeance, but at least we snuck today in there. I think tomorrow's going to be pretty nice too, so get outdoors and do your thing, because it's not going to stay that way.
Chance of showers tonight, the way they were saying earlier. There you are.
Yeah, there are thunderstorms out there. I keep hearing static crashes in the receiver, so somewhere out there there's thunderstorms.
Just looking at the radar, they are east of us. Look like they're down near Doylestown, moving into Jersey.
Yeah, there you go. That's close enough to hear in the receiver.
there earlier.
Who?
I guess Big Man or something like that is seeing a Winstein. It was in there years ago.
Big man, big man, big man. Okay.
Or maybe I got the hammer wrong. He used to be in Lansdale, he said.
Oh, Lansdale. Okay.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there I go. I don't know. Oh. Countywide radio on this ground glass, HB 222 by Lafayette.
Oh, you're on the laugh a lot, huh?
That's right. I think this output capacitor, tuning capacitor, could probably stand to be replaced, though.
Well, you know, I guess that's probably not a bad thing to do.
Yeah, you adjust it, and it changes when you're adjusting it, and it changes when you take the screwdriver off, and it's an insulated fiberglass screwdriver, so it ain't that. Just physically, it changes without even doing anything.
Yeah, you probably have some tarnish or something on the connections in there that, you know, just, or it's got some kind of buildup, or, you know, it's not stable.
Man, every time I key up, it's a different power level.
Oh, you'll keep them guessing then. They'll never know what you're doing.
Somewhere between here and there. Does it sound all right?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
All right, as long as it sounds good.
Yeah, so, I guess I'll ask you. What radio do you think I'm running?
I can't begin to say. Yours all sort of sound alike.
Well, I don't know about that.
I do.
Well, yeah, well, some of them sound alike.
It's that new President Washington.
Yeah, the new Hi-Fi Washington. Yeah, radio, it's going to be radio shootout tonight, maybe, so if it's quiet.
It's too much trouble with the video gate going to be swapping in and out radios. This is sitting here still, and I got to order capacitors. It's got to be new filter caps in it, and that final output tuning cap, I guess. And so it's just sitting here open, but it still works. It just needs some attention.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about switching radios around. I'm set up to do that. I want to see if you can tell the difference between Hi-Fi radio number 1 and Hi-Fi radio number 2.
Oh, well, you only have 2 that I know of that are quote-unquote hi-fi'd.
Yeah, so see which one sounds. See how close they sound.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello. With the same microphone. And to make it more fair, I've set the equalizer on the Galaxy to all flat.
You got a breaker out there again.
Is that KY?
That was Sandbagger talking about the Galaxy Saturn.
It's not a Saturn.
Galaxy. He wanted to know who was talking about the Galaxy. I guess he thought it was a Saturn.
No, this is a 2547.
Yeah, it's K1 Sandbagger. It's 20, what's that, 2547?
That's right.
Type accepted Class D Citizens Band radio service.
Yeah, it was at one time. I don't think the FCC would like what I did to it.
K1, you gotta get up on a hill so them guys can hear you.
got to get up on top of the hill. He's got to finish his project, his study work.
Oh, how unfortunate. Oh, well.
Catch you later, then, K1. Have a good one yourself.
Yeah, buddy.
I think I'm hearing them Delco boys pretty good tonight.
Oh, and I just moved the antenna. I'll have to move it back down again. I'm beating the branches on the tree, though.
I'm gonna report you to the Arbor Foundation.
Yeah. I'm abusing trees. That's a cardinal sin, I guess.
How about a Robin GT7C?
A Robin?
Yeah, Robin GT7C.
Is that what you're running right now?
No, I don't have a mic hooked up for it. I was listening to it on receive.
Oh, is this a new toy you just acquired?
No, I had it for a while. I had it out in the shed. I just pulled it out of the shed.
Yeah, that number's not familiar to me. Is that a solid state radio?
Yeah, it's a Mobile. Mobile 23 channel.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. Is that one of the ones that has the with the sideband BFO in it, or?
It has BFO on it.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that you can actually receive sideband on that, putting the BFO on.
And Ford.
It's got the wood grain front panel too, right?
No, just like a brushed aluminum front panel, and above that is the meters and stuff.
Alright, so slightly different version or slightly different model. Yeah, Robin had a bunch of stuff out there that I kind of lost track of. I know, I like the older ones, like the WB-23, that mobile I'm familiar with. They had one similar to it. They had a bunch of them.
And Ford.
Then they had that slide-in bass box, you know, with the power supply and the speaker and all. You slide the mobile into it, and you can use it as a bass.
I remember that one.
Marky's got one of those setups.
I think he's got two of them.
That could be.
He's got two bass boxes with two different mobiles. Yeah, buddy. So I trust everything's okay on your end.
On my end? Oh yeah, nothing to complain about, except seems like them 82 micro Henry inductors got lost in the shuffle somewhere. I haven't seen them yet, so I gotta investigate.
Uh-oh, that's never good.
I ordered them, they never showed up.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. We were talking about them last week, and or you know whatever, and then you didn't make it for the roundup, and didn't make the snow app. I'm thinking, uh-oh.
I popped into the Snub app last Sunday and nobody was there.
Well, that's what I did. I turned it on, and there was nobody there, and after about a half an hour of waiting, I said, you know, hell with this, and I fired up the 11-meter radio and came down here.
Yeah, well, it happens. I came in late. I must have missed you. I was there about 8:30.
Yeah, it's about when I was there. Well, I'm told about that, and I kept dialing back and forth just to see if anybody was in there, you know, and I'd give a call, and nobody would answer, and I'm like, well, okay, nobody here yet.
Yeah, I got in there kind of late.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something real quick.
On Classic Radio Roundup.
Go ahead.
Evening, fellas.
Hello there, Ranger.
How's it going, Sandbagger?
Oh, my. Doc Hammer's knocking at the door, I think.
Is that the doorbell?
Yeah, I think Doc Hammer's knocking on the door. If nobody's there to answer the door, I guess he can't come in.
Come in!
Oh, but there he is.
Came in and blew me out of the seat with the audio.
I guess we'll see that on the gate.
Have a good cushion under your seat. Catch me when I'm falling. Okie dokie. Well, checked in. Speaking of Robbins, I'm running an LB-23A.
The WB-23, did you say?
No, sir. LB-23A. The one, it's very similar. It's got a few more switches on it. It's got a vertical meter like a Royce.
Okay, I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah, Sparky gave me this a couple of years ago. Didn't have any speaker in it, so we fixed it, put it in line, and she's a pretty good little talker. Truth be known, it's probably the same radio as the WB-23, just a little bit different, more generic, I suppose.
Yeah, the WB-23 was, you know, that was probably more generic. That was a unit then chassis radio with a standard meter in it. I like that other one that you got there with the 4 knobs and the vertical meter and all.
Well, this has got 2 knobs, but it's got a bunch of slide switches on top. It's got a slide switch for arm gain, and it's got a slide switch for extension speaker. Got a pretty decent noise limiter in it.
of the dials is reversed. It's lit up everywhere but the channel you're on.
Well, it's lit up in green. The rest of the numbers are lit up in green. And 13, so some on 13's got a red light bulb behind it. So it's green all the way around and red right on the channel you're on.
Well, there you go. It's like Christmas in the end of May. Yeah, nothing like custom knobs.
It's actually a really good little talker. It don't have a lot of power output, but it's got a real punchy forward on it, and real nice receiver.
Well, that's the big thing right there is the receiver. If you got a good receiver, then everything else could be tweaked. You got to have a good receiver, though.
Yeah, it's a good little radio. It's a good little radio. It usually gets used for the feed to the computer, but tonight I decided to do something different.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sounds good in my ear. Doc Hammer, evening, Ranger Raven.
Tough evening there, Ranger. Everybody else on the frequency. I'm considering myself checked in. I'm going to sit back to the side and listen to somebody else have at it. Hello, 44, I heard you out there talking on a Robin. That's what made me plug this thing in. I'm gone.
Evening, Doc Hammer. I'll catch you later on then. Have yourself a good evening. We're on the side. Evening, neighbor. Evening, Ranger.
I think you got to back your microphone down a very little bit there, Ranger. You're kind of over-modulating a little.
How about I back off of it? Is that better?
Oh, yeah, a lot better. Yeah, because you get up on that thing, it kind of mushes out. I think maybe the old-style limiter is set too low or something.
Yeah, 10-4. I got it probably about 12 o'clock on the mic gain, but I'm probably about a foot away from it.
Yeah, like that, it sounds good.
10-4. Be Lynx 23.
Oh, yes, Pierce Simpson Lynx.
Hey, one of these nights, I'm going to have to dig out my, oh no, I just had a memory lapse. Oh, jeez.
All right, a senior moment. And you're not even a senior yet.
There it is, caught on film.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I have them. I have them more than I care to. TRC 24C, my Canadian Radio Shack 23 channel.
That's a mobile radio.
Yes, and it had all the paperwork in it is Canadian. It even has doesn't have FCC paperwork in it. It had the Canadian DOC paperwork.
Yeah, the 24C was their top-of-the-line AM mobile for a time, up until probably the mid-'70s when they started coming out with a few different ones. But that was their top seller, I guess, AM mobiles.
I got one. Well, I'll back up. That was my first actual real CB radio I picked up, I bought from the neighbor, was in one of their work trucks. Looked like it had gone through the war. I think I was about 10, maybe at the time. Hey, of course it didn't work. I don't know, I gave him like $5 for it or something dumb. And I found this one on eBay, this is years ago, 15 years ago maybe, and the thing looks, it really looks brand new. Came in the original box. Original mic, still has the plastic bag for the mic. Original, all the paperwork's in with it, really good shape. I think I last fired that thing up, I don't know, 5 years ago. And everybody was telling me it sounded like it was a little off frequency, so it may need some attention.
Yeah, very well may be. Crystals tend to drift with age. But, yeah, 15 years ago on eBay, you could probably still get good deals, and you probably got it for a good deal. Now, you know, somebody would sell a radio like that and say it's worth $200 or something. You have to laugh at them.
If I remember correctly, I think I got it for like $11, and that was with shipping.
Yeah, and that's what you would expect.
Exactly. Yeah, now I forget it now. Unless I like to go on there and try to purposely misspell transceiver or just, you know, misspell and see what I can come up with. And occasionally, I've caught some things. I shouldn't give my secret away, but that maybe, you know, that maybe it's not such a secret, but that's worked a couple of times.
Yeah, I think Pete did something like that. He ended up finding what was it, a piece of junk radio, but it had a Golden Eagle D104 on it. It was worth more than a radio.
That's right, some crystal-controlled VHF radio. It comes with microphone, pictured. Didn't give any description of it, like, that's a Golden Eagle.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of poor spellers out there. So, you know, I figured, well, I mean, if I can take advantage of it, well, why not?
Well, you know, if they're poor spellers, it might be old 05.
Exactly. I don't know why I didn't get any bids on my CB radio.
Because you spelled it project.
Good conditioning.
You're gonna make me want to break out my TRC-11.
8 channels.
Yeah, 6-channel radio.
I'm sorry, 6 channels.
Yeah, the TRC-9 was 3. I got a TRC-11 squirreled away in a drawer, but the microphone's really anemic on it.
You know, because that's wired into it, right?
Yeah, it's wired into it, and it's a 6-wire mic, and it uses all 6 wires, so you know it's a real pain in the wazoo to put a different mic on.
Which I often thought about doing to that radio, but I figured I'll leave it alone. I did find an Archer antenna today, 36-inch magnet mount, like new, still aluminum foil on the bottom and everything.
Oh no.
Night Train would be proud.
He had the bigger one, the 60-inch one, I think, the super duper good one.
The 53. I have one of them too.
Yeah, the one with the real long stinger, like 5 foot or something.
The last time he was up here was, I think he had the 36.
Yeah, he might have that now, but I know he was talking, he had one at one time, one of the bigger ones, and said, you know, they're just as good as a Wilson, and they really are, I mean, because they're about the same length and everything.
Yeah, 10-4.
That's what, back in the day, me and my buddy, he had one of those longer ones. His old man had it. Previously had it on his truck, but it just ended up in the garage. He used to slap it on his 67 Ford Fairlane and go cruising High Street. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Still a stylish looking antenna though.
Yeah.
Now you would hit a couple bumps, stop at a light, and it was flapping around.
Well, it came in the black and it came in the gray.
I think his was black.
Yeah, I have two gray ones.
Old school.
Yeah, I remember the old trunk lip mount ones they used to sell. I think they were like 42 inches or something with the trunk lip mount. So many people bought those, they were, you know, for your first mobile setup. Those are real easy to put on and everything.
Yeah, and inevitably the Allen screws would strip out.
Yeah, well, yeah, you gotta watch those Allen screws.
I'd like the K40.
Yeah, they got them too. I think they use stainless steel ones though. And you're listening to 27.115 on your AM dial. This is Classic Radio Roundup.
The channel that keeps you alive. 27.115.
Yeah. On your AM dial.
Switched over to the Pluto here, figured I'd give it a little exercise since its poor thing's been sitting here dormant for over a month now.
Yeah, that's a good workhorse radio.
Don't regret spending a dime on it.
Nah, when you buy something that actually works, it's money well spent.
Figured a couple things out about this Lincoln I'm not loving. And the big one, and I've been searching and searching trying to find a fix for it, is this ungodly annoying beep tone when you power it up. I mean, it's just so ignorant I can't stand it.
It beeps when you power it on?
Yeah, and it's got a completely different tone than the Roger beep or the key beep. You know, it has beeps, has a key beep which you can turn off. And of course, you can turn the Roger beep off, and the Roger beep has all the settings and whatnot. But this power on, it's horrible. I mean, it's just so. I don't. It's just the tone of it. It's just so grating and loud. I can't stand it.
How long does it beep for? Does it just, you know, come in, for a second, or?
Yeah, it's just a second, but it's just, I don't know why you need that. I was thinking to myself the other day, you know, because it would really start to get on my nerves. And I think, I'm not sure what purpose it serves, because, I'm pretty sure I know when I turn the radio on. Not to mention when I see it light up, I kind of know there's power there.
I guess if you're blind or something, you know, it might come in handy. Let you know the radio's on.
Oh, maybe. But if that's the case, I would think that maybe they should throw something in there where it could be disabled. Now, I've been through this manual 10 times. I cannot find the setting for it. Also been online. I can't find anything. Although I found a video, a guy over in the UK has gotten himself into the engineering menu somehow. And I watched him go through all the settings. I don't see anything in there either. But this has the software I can download and go into it. I don't even know if I want to even mess with it. Just patiently waiting to see if somebody comes up with something and posts it online.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's got to be a secret scroll menu in there somewhere, you know, where you, hold the power, hold two buttons and hit the power on or something, and it brings you up in some kind of, double secret probation menu, and you can scroll through it and change certain things that, aren't normal features.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what that engineering menu is. Now, that video, it's edited, so he doesn't actually show you how to get into it. As the video starts, he's already in it. I don't know what the big secret is, but he scrolls through the settings, and there's nothing in there. At least not in that video. But like I said, it's just bad. Let me see if I can. I've got another power cord here. Let's see if I can give you a taste of it.
Yeah. I can't believe it. The guy wouldn't tell you how to get into the menu. Guess it's like, I know a secret, I know a secret.
Guy's like a jerk, like Monkey Man.
I know a secret, and I'm not going to tell.
That's not right.
Well, eventually, other people are going to find out, and somebody else will provide the information. And then your secret's worthless.
What's that, Dave? I'm not telling him about it. Sounds good. Loud. Proud. Get that for you. Had a little squeal there, but it went away.
Oh, no.
Gone now.
That one sounds good, but it's lower in signal. Oh, okay. That one's not as good.
How's this radio sound? Is it squealing?
No, what radio is that?
The Gemtronics GTX66.
I actually like the sound of that better than the Lynx. That one's got a little bit more fullness to it.
It's not squirrely or anything, though.
No squeal that I can hear. It came up, and we went from a 2 to a 3.
How about this one? Did that come up more?
Yeah, that's almost that's a 4.5. Almost a 5.
Yeah, this is my regular antenna.
Yeah, that one's more better.
Okay, the 4. The other was the IMAX, and the other was another copper wire quarter wave.
Copper wire quarter wave. You have 2 of them now.
I got 3 of them up.
Wow. 3 antennas. Talk about redundancy.
got the one blockbuster one that I did him the best on, and I got my original one that I'm on now, and I got one I put up last week.
You got backups for your backups.
And then the other one was the IMAX.
What, the second one or the first one?
The second one. The first one was the one I put up the other week, and the second one was the IMAX, and this one's the original one.
Well, nothing else changed in power level or anything. That's definitely the best one, right there.
Ted Ford.
Is that it?
Yeah, nothing else, just the radio itself.
That's doing fine. I heard Monkey Man's beeps. That's a annoying little thing.
Yeah, that's it. It's,
Beep. You need that just to let you know the radio's on.
you know, I haven't noticed this before either, but, I just noticed it now. It actually kicks the meter up like it's receiving when I do that.
It's like when you start your car, you know, the tachometer and the speedometer go all the way to full scale and then come back.
Yeah, interesting.
Beep. And there's Sparky.
With no beeps.
And that's a good thing.
Good evening, all. Hello, Sparky. No beeps, no squeals, no chirps.
Evening, Spark.
Yep, no Hatfielding.
No McCoys either.
Saw some rolled over tractor trailer with a bunch of pigs laying out back of it the other week.
Somebody having a pig roast?
I hear somebody trying to break in there. I think it's Big Man. Might be on another frequency. Is that you, Big Man, trying to break in?
Sorry about that. No, I was not. I was testing something on the other channel. Copy?
Hey, 10-4, welcome to Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I had that DAC in line, but it was fading in and out with the speaker, so I gotta work on that.
I hooked up my Super Link so you could hear it. Super Links.
Super.
That like super duper?
Pierce Simpson, Division of Gliding.
Yeah, I was gonna pull something else out, but you know what? I'm not gonna let shit sit and teeter-totter on top of a box or something. I gotta take some time and get myself back together since I ain't been up on this thing in 8 years.
Yeah, it's a big 10-4. Welcome back.
Yeah. It's never too late to get back into it.
But I used to broadcast from out in Lansdale, now in Turkey. I've been up here for about 9 years, 8-9 years, and I just haven't put anything up, you know, kind of lost interest for a while. Copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I bet you Spitfire would remember you from that Lansdale area. I lived in Lansdale for quite a few years. I just wasn't on the CB much.
Yeah, I know the word Spitfire.
Yeah, you were just squealing a bit there.
Yeah, I know. I moved this thing. Like I said, I got to situate things before I start playing with stuff.
Yeah, play with it.
Well, I can't get caught doing that. Mom's at work, so I'm good.
It's yours. You can play with it.
Yeah, you go blind doing that.
Some of you guys might even recognize the radio I'm on. It's an old Nighthawk radio, 510 Nighthawk.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah, we all dropped off the face of the earth back when Snowman passed away. Yeah, it was right around the time when he passed that a few of us guys jumped off.
Oh, so you knew Snowman, okay.
Yeah, Snowman, Southern, when I trained, quite a few Bluebirds. Christ, I can't remember all the names. Hell, half the time I don't remember mine.
Okay.
Or knew of them.
Yeah, I was telling Sparky last night kind of the reason why I jumped off that. I had some run-ins with Whizman with his mouth with Snowman. I just felt like it wasn't a good idea to keep broadcasting or get myself in trouble, right?
He's dead. He's gonna stay dead.
Who's that?
The infamous clip from the old days.
Yeah, we reference those days.
Yeah, some of you guys might remember it. It got real hashy and trashy, and nobody really wanted to just talk. They just wanted to see who can run a carrier on someone, right?
Well, that's why we're here and not there anymore.
Yeah, I remember the move. I was only still running with a mobile at the time. And that's when Wanderer was down the street here until he moved. But I moved out here, like I said, it was 8-9 years ago. And everything I have still, 2 towers are laying on the ground. And like I said, I lost interest for a while. So we're going to play with it, So I see it's a new group of guys out here, and that's all good.
Oh, yeah. This is world different than what it was on 21 years ago.
And you understand what I'm saying then. No doubt. I spent my money on radios that, I wanted to talk. I didn't want to, play that childish game, copy? Yeah, we want to talk to people, not over top of them. He might have been around when Firestarter was still here. Yeah, I heard Firestarter out there.
You reference him a lot.
Monkey Man.
Yeah, he's like a prophet from an earlier age or something.
Anybody hear 7 out there anymore? Is he still out there?
Yeah, number 7 gets in there every now and then.
Yep, I hear him every once in a while.
Hey, listen, gentlemen, I'm going to jump out of here. It's getting time for the kids to call it quits, so I'm going to go down there and say goodnight and, do like I normally do and pay a little bit of attention to the wife. Catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Monkey Man, I'm out.
Hey, they got to be teenagers by now.
Yeah, well, they still go to bed when they're told.
But you don't have to tuck them in anymore.
No, it's usually trying to herd them and get them to bed.
That's like trying to herd cats.
Exactly.
Evening, Monkey Man.
Hey, Sparky. Good to hear you in there. All right, like I said, catch you guys later. Enjoy the second hour, and hopefully I can jump in here again next week.
Look what you did, Monkey Man. Look what you did. Catch you later.
Look what I jumps in and he jumps right out, like some kind of jerk.
Yeah, he could have made it to Tiki Beach.
I even have an extra pair of swim trunks you could borrow.
But don't you dare sit on my sofa with them.
That is rented from Rent-A-Center.
It's Italian.
An Italian letter from Rent-A-Center. Alright then, toodaloo, bumper.
Get down, get funky. And we'll say goodbye to Monkey.
See you, Monkey.
No, it's Monkey see, Monkey do.
No, that's look what you did. Look what you did, Monkey Man.
Breaker 1-3, breaker.
Hey, there's Slammin' Sam.
Hello there, Sam Bagger. Sparky, Spitfire, everyone out there. Good to hear you guys in there.
Yeah, what you running tonight?
This is a Sears Road Talker 40.
Ah, with a stock mic, I take it.
Yep, 10-4, stock mic on here.
Roger that. It's working.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a power mic hooked up on this one. It's a nice little radio. It's got a good receive to it.
My receivo slide.
Yeah. Well, you can get the Sears 5-pins are wired the same as the Radio Shack 5-pins. So if you got something for a realistic, it'll work on that.
Yeah, I do have a realistic somewhere. I have to dig that thing out. I don't think it's a power mic though.
Yeah, it's a bugger. It's a bugger. Wiring up those little 5-pin DIN plugs are a little more difficult than a 4-pin. Not too much.
Hook a little Turner plus 2 up to this one.
Yeah, that would probably work. Alrighty then.
Anybody else picking up some crackles?
You mean like lightning crashes?
Yeah.
Not as bad as I was an hour ago.
Yeah, I heard it a while ago. It seems to have faded away.
I was coming home from the store a minute ago. You could see him over Jersey.
And I can see Russia from my house.
Don't you know? Hashtag hot governor.
Classic Radio.
Yes, Classic Radio Roundup.
Faux show. I've got no audio. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. There we go. That's a little better.
You have audio.
There you are.
Here I am. I was just listening to some guys on 27390. There's a guy down around, he's 100 miles north of Miami, Florida. He's got a repeater link, kind of like what Pete does with Doc Hammer, to a guy across over in England, somewhere in England, county of Devon. And he's making all sorts of contacts, man, just having a good old time. And it's about 2 o'clock in the morning over there for him.
County of Devo.
Yeah, Devo, with a good.
Hello, Governor.
Like to shoot some skip tonight.
Yeah, pip pip cheerio and all that sort of rot.
Last night I spoke to Crockett out in Indiana, so there's hope.
Crockett, huh?
First name Davy?
He's this kind of radio friend. He comes on this frequency, and he used to come on with a bunch of guys out there. And I heard him for many, many years. Then it sort of faded out, and now they're back.
Yeah, well, I fired it up at 8 o'clock. It was dead quiet. I'm thinking, I thought there would probably be some skip in there. Guess I was wrong.
It was crazy loud yesterday. It would have been a local roundup.
I'm out. 73's too hot to sit out here. Have yourself a good night and a happy Classic Radio Roundup.
What are you, outside?
Not in my garage, man. I had the fan going, but that thing's too loud. Got to turn up the volume, and I'm sure it's, I don't know. But anyway, it's hot out here. I still got my fire hose pants on, and I just got done all my yard work. It's just too hot. I gotta go cool down.
You need one of them portable ACs with the hose, or one of them wall units.
Yeah, that would be a good idea out here, for sure. But I was pondering about that, and I think I need to get me a box fan, and I can open up my garage door and blow some of that cooler air in here. Just man, all the heat stays trapped in here because there's no windows.
Yeah, there's no windows, and yeah, you gotta be able to have some cross ventilation or something.
Yeah, I got a floor fan mounted up in the roof trusses of my shed, which is attached to the garage, you know, and there's like a big double door width of a walk-through from the shed to the garage, and then, you know, the big regular-sized garage door. Well, if I open that up and get the floor fan going and get a box fan going, then I can get my cross ventilation.
Yeah, and you'll pull that hot air out of there in no time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, well, until then, I got to go trash picking me another box fan or two. So until then, maybe I'll catch you next week on Classic Radio Roundup. We're the Classic Radio 73.
Yeah. Hey, and maybe if I put my Tiki Beach in your garage, it would stay warm.
Fire starter. That is like the opposite effect of which I am trying to achieve.
On my concrete cinder block pool.
Yeah, well, maybe we could throw a couple of blocks of ice in there and maybe invite a couple of polar bears from the Polar Bear Club, and we could, like, chill out.
Yeah, there you go.
How'd you make out Spitfire at the sale overall? Did you do okay? You make your money back on the space?
Yeah, but didn't really do anything on Saturday. Everything was Friday, and Saturday was a wash. So I probably could have done better, but hey, it was good enough.
That guy bought mine. He gave me his card. I'll have to go on his site and see that he sells it for like $1,200 or something. It makes me cry.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Thanks, man.
That's what they do.
You super hawk it.
Yeah, beware of the yellow table.
And did you see the price he was asking for that Echo Max?
Oh, is that him? That explains everything.
Yeah, it was a link to him, yeah.
That guy's a Class A douchebag.
He gets this stuff, though. He's like a drug dealer.
Yeah, but you know what? I did a history on his sales, and the stuff he advertises for, like, crazy money, and he claims he sells, never have feedback. You know, I can't cross-reference the crazy money sales with actual feedback sales, which tells me that they're all bogus.
I think everybody determined he knows somebody at eBay, and they keep an eye on him. And he sort of kind of cleaned up his act, I guess, and he buys stuff off the Bay and Craigslist. It's just what he does.
Yeah, he just tries to inflate the prices, and then he ends up selling them for, you know, less than what the crazy money, but more than probably what it's worth.
Yeah, there was a guy in Canada, he must have had a time machine, because he could pull brand new in the box CBs from vintage times, like, at will, you know? Oh, you want a couple CPIs? No problem, here's a couple. It's like, where's your time machine?
Yeah, you gotta wonder about that. I mean, once in a while you run across a diamond in the rough like that, you know, an old CB shop or something that might have some stuff in the box, you know, from years gone by. But, you know, it's not going to be like, oh, you want a XYZ radio? Here's one. No.
Yeah, so it was like collectors for you or something was his tag.
Yeah, that's one heck of a lot of stock for something like that.
No train pulling in the station, huh?
No, not that I can hear.
Anybody heard Blockbuster in a while?
I haven't heard him in months.
Where's Wayne?
I think he's in the airport or something. Isn't he traveling?
Hey, he's coming from out west.
He's got a couple of months and then he's done, I think, right?
I got Port of Mexicuba coming in.
Oh, no.
Let me break in here real quick. Hey, guys, I got a call tonight here. I'm one of them guys that get up at 3 in the morning. I got to toss the balls to dogs before I put them in. So I thank these guys for welcoming me in. And I'll be back next weekend. Hopefully I'll have something old and vintage to play with.
All right, big man. Good to hear you in there. Maybe I'll give you a shout on 16 if I'm cruising around. Although you guys, you know, most of the time you got your nose to the grindstone.
Oh, no. Always got time to talk to a friend. No problem. I'll be out there tomorrow. But sometimes I'm down in Ben Salem, too, you know. But wherever, you just hollered up.
All right, man. If not, catch you next Wednesday.
I'll hear you out throughout the week here. You guys stay on 13?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll be out there then. I just didn't have time to set anything up. Like I said, the dash working. I just didn't. The knob is a little touchy. It was fading in and out with the receive, so probably just got a lot of dust in it.
Yeah, if you work it back and forth 100 times, it might clean it.
Yeah, but I just ain't got enough strength to do that today.
I know what you mean. I hunted all day for a car part, and my wife took pity on me. She came home, and she's like, I'm going to try and help you find it, because I help her find things which are miserably lost. And I said, you know, I pulled a trash can back in from the street. I was like, there's a chance it's in the trash can. And I looked in there. I was like, I'll do that tomorrow. She went diving in the trash can and found my part, man. That's true love.
You threw a part away in the trash?
Well, yeah, that's true love.
Damn it.
Don't tell her I said it. That'll start a bad relationship.
Oh, yeah, she'll be having wants and needs then.
Everybody has those.
Looking for parts like that. My girlfriend's parents on a towing company, and they pull parts off and sell them too.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I'm restoring a Mercedes, and I buy all my parts off of the internet. You know, bam, wham, bam, come right in, used parts, new parts. Air spring came in today, an R0 air spring, and my Mercedes-Benz diagnostic tool. It's like a little tablet.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah. Yeah, our parents up in Quakertown, R&R Towing, and they do a lot of that stuff. I don't know if you ever ran across their website.
No, but if I need a tow up in Quakertown, I'll look up R&R Towing.
There you go. All right, guys, I appreciate the chit-chat here, but like I said, I gotta get up early, and my dogs need my attention too.
I know, see how we do? We try and just hang on and keep it going.
Yeah, that's radio talk. I already knew that. That's why I come in 10 minutes before I had to leave.
Well, that's no good.
But that radio sounds real good.
Which one? This one?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's not bad for what I did. So we thought some guy was hearing us down in Florida last night with it. I just got it sitting on top of a copier machine, barefoot radio, and I got a pole sticking in the third out back. So I'm glad to hear that I'm getting out a little bit.
Well, where are you at again? Perkiomen?
Yeah, Perkiomenville. I'm out there down by Riddle, so it'll give me a better idea where I'm at.
You're on the back side of me. I'm up here in Limerick.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying last night, the damn thing, the bottom of the antenna just touching the gutter, so you still have the whole part of the roof to go over. And normally that's not what we do, but you know how it is. When we're just toying around and we don't have the time to do it right. That's what I did.
Hey, I started on a scanner antenna.
Oh, years ago I stuck a magnetic out the window on an air conditioner, but that didn't go over too well. So and I was afraid to put too much heat into it because down the street here they play a live band outside. You know how that will go.
10-4.
I don't know if you guys remember 187 Hammer out there in Sellersville. Well, he was pounding away on one of my radios one night, and William Penn in there came up and told him, asked him if he'd be quiet. He told him give him $50 and he wouldn't talk tonight. Next thing you know, the cops came and took all his shit.
I heard he got busted for something.
All right, guys, waving the hands. You guys have a good night. Catch you next week.
Have a good one.
See you later. Thanks for stopping in the Classic Radio Roundup. 27.115 on your AM radio dial. Is it Radio A or is it Radio B?
What, do I have to switch again?
No, you don't have to switch.
I could, though.
That's always good if you want to. Switch them if you got them.
Where'd everybody go?
We're still here.
Just sitting here.
We're having a grand old time.
Hey, Ranger, you got a copy on me up here? Oh, that Mud Duck radio?
Quack, quack.
I hear you, Rooster. Slam and Sam. What, did you finally wake up from your nap? No, I was eating something you don't like. Oh, no.
Did she squirm?
You guys are funny.
Alright, we switched radios again.
Yeah, so did I. Radio B.
From Radio A.
That's right.
Radio D, maybe.
I'm still on the same radio.
Yeah.
Don't sound like it's as crowded as last week.
Yeah, it was a little slapsticky last week, but hey. We had Skip, too.
People in there last week.
Yeah, we had Skip. We had a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Slam and Sam. Well, what radio are you on, Rooster? The Galaxy. Hey, you gotta fire up that Royce. And then I gotta turn dials. Anybody heard from Night Train lately?
Not today.
But recently, right?
Yeah, last week. Of course, I'm not in here a lot, but he may be in there. You never know. He depends on his work schedule and other family obligations.
Right. Nah, I was just wondering if he was out there.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I find him to be on the radio like a Saturday night or a Friday night. He'll be on like 12:30 at night or 1:30. I'll catch him on.
Yeah, he does that. Sometimes he'll be up there late at night.
He probably gets home from work and he's beat and he probably lays it down and probably wakes up at 11 or 12 and then stays up for a little bit and goes back to bed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Radio A.
That's the 2547?
No, this is Radio A.
There's a 2547 Radio B?
Well, I can't tell you that. You got to figure that out. See, Radio A and there's Radio B. Which one is which,
Oh, it's time to switch radios.
Yeah, I'm doing that switching there. This is Radio A, high fidelity radio number 1 here, and then I'll switch to the other one.
Yeah, but you're using the same mic, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm using the same mic, and this is Radio B, high fidelity radio number 2 with the same microphone.
Ooh, I like B.
Oh, yeah, you like B better?
I don't know, they sound the same to me.
I don't know, the clarity of A is better than the clarity of B.
That might be too close.
Yeah, you think B is clear, or A is clearer than B? Okay, well, that's certainly interesting.
Yeah, I got some skip noise coming in, so B sounds better.
Oh, because B's louder.
Yeah, there's times when that matters at distance.
Interesting. Well, that's B. But, yeah, high fidelity radio number 2.
You should ask that whenever you're getting an audio check, what's their noise level like. It's filled with hose A and hose B.
That's like an A+.
And, of course, now we're back on Radio A, radio number, hi-fi number 1.
They sound exactly the same to me, Sandbagger.
I agree with Ranger. That one sounds cleaner.
Aha, it's cleaner, they say.
I just think it sounds a little crisp.
Crisp. Okay, well, that could be the microphone, though. Well, same microphones, different radios, though. But, hey, what the heck?
Sweaty Maria votes number 2.
Sweaty Maria? Oh, no. Get out of here.
Okay, Sam, I turned the Royce on. Oh, yeah, it's coming in good. I turned it on just for you.
Yay!
Nice loud radio.
Yeah, it is. It's loud because I'm getting some of that skip from, it sounds like some Spanish stuff. It was bleeding out, Rooster, and then the Royce, it looks like you're over top of that more.
I'm not hearing any of that nonsense yet.
Drop the chalupa. Oh, you can't hear that, Sandbagger?
Nope, not at all. Must be at the back of my beam.
Oh yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, I'm picking up a little bit of it. It was bleeding over on Rooster there.
They have to be right next door to practically to take him out to me. Alrighty then.
I think she said fajitas there.
Alright, drop the chalupa and eat a fajita.
No, she's making me hungry.
Or eat something you don't like.
Or try something totally different and new.
And now, here's something completely different. Pete's not running his Powercrafters receiver. That would really hear the high fidelity difference. I've had to sit there and listen to the gate and go like, which one sounds better?
Yeah, I'm giving you the audio reports on the Pierce Simpson Super Links. So I don't know how high fidelity. I got my big speaker on it, but the tones turn like almost all the way to the right for more bass. It's way too trebly, this radio. Is it bright when on the transmit?
No, not excessively so. It's pretty normal sounding. I don't know. Somebody stepped on a duck.
Quack.
Ooh, there's some nice cool air blowing in the window now all of a sudden. That's good. Maybe it'll cool off tonight. I'll have to put the air conditioner on.
Yeah, 73 in the shack, 60 outside.
It's down to 60?
Yes, sir.
Wow, when I walked up here at 8 o'clock, it was still 74 outside.
Either this way, it'll still be like 85.
I gotta turn the fan on in my bedroom so I can get some air in there. I'll be right back.
68 degrees down at Command and Control Central.
That's where my wife wants me to move my shack down there. It's always that temperature.
Last night or the night before, Florida was coming in like it was next door.
Yeah, I think last night we talked to a bunch of people in Arkansas. Radio's sitting on my notes here.
Last night before, Florida, I was sitting here, I wasn't talking enough. I should have yelled back to them, but I didn't. But there was two of them, and they sounded like they were next door. Couldn't believe it. Was that the guy down in the fan pile? Yep.
You mean the cat box?
I don't remember, but I know they were Florida, and then they were saying the sand pile, and they were saying something else too, but they were like they were next door.
They were down in the cat box.
I know, it always irks them a little bit. I always change it to, cat box. That's funny.
Shit.
I'm down in the cat box.
One of those guys from Indiana, one-way bastard, man, he'd come in and be like, you guys are on my business channel.
That's none of your business.
I was hoping I'd hear him last night, but either he wasn't on, because usually if Crockett comes in, and then one-way will be in, but I only heard Crockett and his crew for a little bit.
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
Well, what kind of business is he doing on the channel?
I suppose he could tell you, but then he'd have to shoot you.
He runs a Cobra 2000 that's wide-banded.
right. High fidelity.
Yes, sir. He did like the Goldfinger mod to it or something.
The Goldfinger mod?
Yeah, we've talked about it on the forum before. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, you can do it to, 148s, etc.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you can do, but, I don't know. I've always found that I just go in there and do what I need to do, and it's done.
You see that Yaesu microphone that's got all kinds of compression and digital delay and equalization in it, and they want like $500 for it?
Yeah, and they'll continue to want $500 for it, because I'm not spending that kind of money on a microphone.
Now you could do it with a set of racks, like a couple of rack units.
I mean, knowing my luck, I'd buy a microphone like that and it would squeal like hell on this radio.
Oh, I would drop it.
It's like my Kenwood MC85 microphone. It squeals. It has very poor RF immunity. This mic's fine, but that one squeals.
I did put down some anti-fatigue mat, that thick foam you put around your workstations, and then I carpeted.
And what will that do?
Stop the microphone element from getting ruined when I drop it.
Oh. That's a good one.
Yeah, you know it's going to happen.
Well, you should put your whole radio station on a trampoline then.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop it.
Or no, better yet, you can, put your whole radio station inside a bounce house. Or better yet, don't drop it.
I wouldn't put it past myself to put foam up when I get a real radio station.
Not to worry about it at all. You can make yourself an anechoic chamber. Sound deadening. That way the only echo you have is the one you artificially create.
Can you guess this radio?
That radio's got some slapback audio.
Slapback audio, yes. For all you 05 fans out there, we do have slapback audio.
Yeah, I like to run a little processing. I'll sneak it in there, sneak it in there, sneak it in there. Let's see here, right there. Oh, I can go longer. Oh, jeez. Sounds like I'm in a tunnel. Anybody got a flashlight?
Flashlight? Oh, you're in a tunnel? Yeah, no, we can do that too. Yeah, we're in a big tunnel.
I know. I'm down here with Veronica. Wait a minute, I don't need any lights, thanks.
Yeah, Aunt Veronica played the harmonica on the beach in Santa Monica.
Wait a minute, this radio don't have slapback.
They're driving the Seaman crazy. Where you at, cameraman? God, I haven't heard him in such a long time.
I don't know. Wonder where he is.
Sandbagging.
It wouldn't surprise me. I still have yet to go over and catch those guys at the Burger King. I've been off for a couple of months now. I still haven't gone over there. I keep forgetting about it. Thursday night? No, Wednesday afternoon. Oh, really? Yeah, like lunchtime. Near the hospital? Yeah, that's where it used to be anyway. I assume they're still going there. I haven't heard anything recently. They used to go there on a Thursday night, I think.
44 Dave would know if they still hook up.
Yeah, because he's usually there.
Haven't made it in a few months.
When was it?
Every Wednesday.
Lunchtime. Yes, and you too can have it your way.
Haven't heard if they're having a meet and greet up at the fire tower. Usually the guys from 14 let us know. So I'll have to go up and check it out.
Yeah, well, the activity on 14 seems to have kind of waned a bit. I don't know, you know. There may not be anybody to meet and greet.
Yeah, it has been a little quiet up there.
Well, it's Bill, Papa Bear, and who else?
I remember several months back, old 075, not to be confused with old 05, he was supposedly moving back into the area, but then that was the last I heard about it. Nothing has materialized.
Yeah, are you familiar with Big Man from days gone by?
He was just in there a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Whenever I hear big man, I think of big man, big down there. He ain't gonna do nothing.
He's got a lot of good old CB stories. I was telling him how we used to meet up down at the Friendlies there, and he was like, "Oh wow, yeah, we had that kind of thing going on."
That's what people did back in the 70s. It was a lot more fun. People seem to be friendlier. I don't know.
Dude, we went to the plaza and got T-shirts made from T's for Two or Record Revolution, God knows where, and had like our handle, and that was like the thing in the 70s. Remember the T-shirts, and you get the iron-ons?
Yeah, we did that once. We were going to play a softball game against Channel 2. And all of us got T-shirts with Channel 13 on it.
Just letting the people know out there listening, that was in the past.
Oh yeah, we were teenagers.
Baseball.
We used to play football at Stewart on Channel 14.
I remember that. I was there a couple times.
Yeah, we were in Audubon, hung out on 14. And then around Christmas, all the kids would get new radios, and then there'd be a whole bunch of new people in there.
Oh yeah, on Channel 14, you had all the kids with their walkie-talkies.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Oh man, it was bedlam for about a week or two until everybody's batteries went dead, and then they went like, put these away. The worst were the ones with the Morse code buttons on the phone, when they'd be sitting there beeping at each other.
Oh yeah, that's how I sort of like, I may still do Morse code, maybe when I get older and I become a fireman or something, I'm retired. But I always had that on my radios growing up, more, whether it was on the talkie, the HT, or the little mini bass I had, it was right on there.
Yeah, and nobody knew Morse code, everyone was just beeping at each other, you know. Beep, 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 beep.
No, I'd try it. I'd look right at the diagram and try it, and my friends and I would do a little bit back and forth.
Dit, dot, dit.
Isn't that like on the Galaxy radios? Isn't that what CW is for? Morse code?
Yeah, that's synonymous with CW.
Yeah, there's a jack in the back that says key, and that's like a normally open switch, momentary switch, and when you close that contact on that jack, that's when it'll emanate that sound.
So there's a jack in the back of the radio for that.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll take that key jack and make it a 12-volt supply for the fans, though.
Oh yeah, I never looked in the back of the radio for that.
Yeah, I had that on my 2950, and I repurposed that jack for the S meter. I had an external S meter on there because I couldn't stand the bar graph.
Yeah, very common. The reason they, I don't know why they put that in there. I guess to try and like, they don't even have to pass the FCC. I don't know why they try and put CW on there, and it just doesn't work fast enough, and yeah, it's got some issues. Always had the The export radios, CW was like, I guess for like super duper emergency use.
We're just trying to make it look legitimate, like it was a legitimate ham radio, when everybody knew it wasn't.
Yeah, the breakout's real slow.
Oh, it's got slow break-in, huh? That would suck for digital modes then.
Right. Even the newest, most bestest export quote radios don't. Yeah, it's bad. They haven't fixed it yet.
That's because nobody's complaining, because the people who buy them aren't using them for CW.
Yeah, that would take probably a more expensive processor. The local 10-meter beacon, a CW beacon, oh geez, it's going to be 28.264, 28.264 maybe? 254?
I don't remember, but yeah, it's somewhere down in the CW portion.
Yeah, the guy's got a couple big old wire antennas. He's right over there at Pennypacker Mills. He's right on the back. He's right out back of Pennypacker Mills where they do the reenactment, the Civil War reenactments.
Aha.
Oh, over there in Hopewell Village?
No, right down here in Schwanksville, between Skipback and Schwanksville.
When you go down 73, it stays to the left instead of going to the right.
Yeah, right at the split Alpha 29, correct.
Okay, 10-4, yep.
I think Pennypacker was a governor in Pennsylvania, and that was his pad at one time. But yeah, they do Civil War reenactments, and he's got this 10-meter repeater, and by the way, when I go by it, it bleeds into my CB radio multiple channels. I'm going to contact the OOs.
Oh, what, the CW beacon?
Yeah, his 5-watt beacon bleeds me like for a good, a mile or so.
That's interesting. Shouldn't. Like, he must have key clicks or something going on there.
I think he's doing more than 5 watts.
Where's it at now?
Right in the backside of Pennypacker Mills, Pennypack Park, right off of 29 and 73. Right where at 73 starts going down towards Skipback.
Okay. That's right in 44 Days' backyard.
Kind of further down 29 there. Go through Schwanksville, and then 73, you take a left at the light, like you're going to go to Skipback instead of Collegeville. That's right there.
Oh, I'm in the wrong split. I'm thinking the split up there where the Wawa is. Okay, that split down there.
Yeah, southern split, yep.
Yeah, right after the river.
That's right down there. Okay, so you stay on 29. I'm trying to think, because I used to drive, I used to go down over Plank Road every morning, when I go to work, and I don't remember hearing anything ever bleed me over.
Internet, and his was so loud that it picked it up real nice, and I was able to decode it.
Ooh.
Oh, it comes right up on the display.
Oh no, Pete's in the mud. Old Doc Hammer will take you out. Radio A.
Radio A.
I'm on a Mexican radio.
Roundup.
I'm on a Mexican radio.
Hey, that's it. That's the speed.
I'm on a Mexican radio.
It's a hot one in Tijuana.
Smoky barbecue iguana.
What does he say?
No comprendo.
So did you guess this radio yet?
That's not the TRC-11, is it? I don't know, that one... That's some little mobile.
Is it that bad? Nasally? Come on. What's a nasally radio or has a nasally mic?
That's why I thought it was a TRC-11.
Does it sound that stockish?
Actually, it doesn't. It sounds a little louder than that. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of nasally. It's the opposite of high fidelity. That was what we would call low fidelity.
Cobra 4-pin mic will fit that.
Well, this is a Galaxy microphone.
Okay, that one works, but it just doesn't match with the radio, you know what I mean?
It's not frequency compatible.
An impedance thing.
Impedance isn't that critical. All these dynamic microphones and solid-state radios are pretty much all 500, 600 ohm microphones.
You need your microphone impedances to match.
I got a $1,000 Newman. How come you're in the mud? You're giving me like a 3.
Alright, Cobra coffin mic. Not a match? Good match?
That's a better match, I think.
Check my carrier one out.
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello.
Sorry about that. I really should switch radios. It's 1154. It's pretty close.
Sounds good.
Pierce Simpson technology.
Or this Cobra mic.
Oh no, don't like that one.
It's kind of about the same.
Not the same?
About the same.
That one sounds mushier. The one you had on there, the second one sounded better.
It's not a 5-pin, right? It's a 4-pin.
Yeah, 4-pin. I think I do have one more.
Yeah, the Cobra 4-pin standard.
Well, that was the coffin mic, which the one I just had on.
Yeah, this one's got kind of a little more bass, but it's kind of like a styrofoam sound or something. All right, man, if you don't have a desk mic or something, get an old Turner or a D104 wire for 4-pin Cobra. You're off to the races.
And here, and away they go.
So when I brought out this radio, I went right into my little bag of mic jacks, adapters, that we need to make one that's like a rolling code. That's a patent.
You need like a Batman decoder ring where you have like the 4 little rings and you just, each one is a different pin number.
I found with CB, you don't need all 16 combinations that you could have with the 4-pin. You only really need about 4 maybe or so. And if you could do 4, it would be an item that you could just roll the barrel and it would switch the wires on 4 of them for the 4 most common radios. 4-pin schemes.
Yeah, I guess the Cobra is the most popular now by default. I mean, when you start going like to the Royces and the Midlands and the Pierce Simpsons and others, I mean, some of them are totally different.
Yeah, but a lot of them are the same. The 4-pin Midland is very common with a lot of other radios.
Yeah, I guess yeah, back in the day, I guess that was even pretty common. But I think all the Midlands were all the same at one point.
Yeah, and then there's like T-Berry. I had to make one special for the T-Berry.
All those 16 possible combinations, so, it's up to the manufacturer to decide that they want to be, want to go with the flow of everybody else, or they want to be different and stand out.
Yeah, like this one, if you buy them, the Midland, it's good for Midland, Regency, Montgomery Ward's, Crazy Craco, and Pierce Simpson. So the Midland 4-pin, the Cobra one, covers quite a few rigs.
Now, can you take that apart and rewire it, or is that, that one size fits all, only those?
No, you can absolutely take them apart and rewire them. Yep.
Yes, that's what you need. Or you have to do what I do and just rewire the radios so they all agree with Cobra.
You don't have to do that anymore. You buy these ones. You do it right on the outside. You need a miniature Phillips, that's all. They're real tiny.
Yeah, I've got a jeweler's set. That's what I use for taking apart mic plugs.
Yeah, and they leave you a little bit of slack in there, so I usually just loosen both of them. And then they give you like maybe a ½ inch more, 3/8 more, so you can solder and unsolder there. You just need one of those little mini vices.
Roger.
All my vices are mini.
I have no vices. No.
You watch that new channel on cable, Viceland?
No.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
Like Miami Vice?
This one guy just goes to China and hangs out with his film crew and does normal stuff, but yet crazy stuff.
I thought only Nixon could go to China.
Nah, because this guy's he's like a young, hip dude, so I guess they let him go and do stuff. They try and make it look like it's here.
Yeah, it's just what I want, a young, hip dude that's clueless and easily impressioned.
Dude, you don't know what you're talking about.
Chinese food.
You don't have a clue of who's who, who's what's going on. You don't know what you're talking about, dude.
At least Pete's back up there in a good section of signal now.
I know, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Talk to me, and only if I want you to.
You ain't talking to nobody but me, and only if I want to hear you.
Yeah, on my Newman mic.
Every now and then I'll do an exhaustive search on Google and a few other things, trying to find information on the whereabouts of our old friend there, old 05, and I still haven't turned up anything new. It's just the same old stuff that's been around, you know. Still has some of these places still have listed as living in San Antonio. Like, well, you guys are like, you know, 10 years out of date now. 5 years out of date, I should say.
I have to have a GoFundMe page for the private investigator. I love that.
GoFundMe page.
Aren't we like halfway to getting a real FM frequency allotment?
What's that, Gene?
Yeah, he kept saying, oh, you know, the FCC is going to approve my license and blah, blah, blah.
Well, he was trying to get a low-power FM broadcast license, and supposedly now, and again, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because, you know, Gene had a habit of being less than truthful on occasion. But he claimed that he filed paperwork, and, you know, I don't know, he kept getting turned down, or, I don't know. But, he never ever got the license.
Yeah, I was on there when he was talking about trying it, and he was going to keep trying. I don't know if that was towards the end or not.
I don't know, he probably didn't provide a good enough business plan, or, you know, it sounded like he was actually going to do some public good, you know.
Alright, how's this microphone? Better?
Yeah.
That sounds like a typical stock mic.
It does?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were striving for.
Yeah, but it's not as thin.
Yeah, it's not as nasally. It's not nasal.
I didn't say that.
It's not a Newman.
It's not not much, not many are.
I liked it when he would come in, he would be the frequency police.
Yeah, you're 100 cycles low.
You know, that was cool, like a cool learning curve for me, because he would come in and critique you, man. He's like, you're too wide, or you're low. Come on, man.
Yeah, he got all pissed off at me one night, because he was telling me I was like 100 cycles high or something, and I'm like, well, maybe your radio's off. He's like, no, I got an ICOM. I said, yeah, well, I got a $10,000 Hewlett-Packard frequency counter that says you're off. You know, he still couldn't understand the fact that, well, you know, give or take, I mean, who really cares? You know, you're on the frequency you're on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yours probably had a calibration sticker on the front of it.
Yeah, it's out of calibration, but at the time, well, once upon a time it was calibrated. He was a trip, though. Sam, I hope he's okay. Like I said, I don't know what happened. You know, he was in some pretty bad shape, and I don't know if he ever recovered from it or not. I'd like to know if he's okay.
I told Big Man, I said, we tend to talk about that from time to time. I don't know. And it could go from everything's cool, bunch of people talking, and then that siren, man, it would just come out from nowhere and be for hours and hours and hours.
Well, you know, I remember most of the time when that was going on, that wasn't him doing it. You know, he would let everybody know when it was him.
Well, it wasn't the 4-watt radio up there in French Creek. It was... you just knew it was it. Sometimes I would hear his amplifiers blow up.
Well, Yeah, he made some kind of bush boogie radio or key down radio that he used to leave on. He had this junk mobile radio with the siren on it, and he had this big honking heat sink that he bolted to the side so it wouldn't get hot. He was going to leave it on. He was going to go down to the shore for the weekend. He was going to leave it on. I don't think he did, though.
Now it's quiet.
No more Puerto Mexican Cubans?
No, sir.
Well, that's a good thing. Nobody wants Puerto Mexican Cubans.
Where'd everybody go?
So now that it's quiet, maybe you can get a better sound of these two radios, and which one you think sounds more high fidelity or whatever.
Okay, I got that one. Yep, no distortion. I like it.
Yeah, number A, and we'll go to number B here. Yeah, and now we'll do number B here. High fidelity number B.
Yeah, it's like twice the signal that the other one had, and it's louder, and the frequency response is kind of the same as maybe because I'm further away. I don't hear an edge, too much edge to that.
I don't understand the twice the signal, because the power output's exactly the same.
Yes, but it is the audio, the Claudio, from one to the other.
So you're saying this one's louder?
Absolutely. Where I'm at.
Okay, well, maybe I'll have to adjust the mic gain on the other one and make it even here.
Yep, try that.
Yeah, that's interesting, because, I'm listening through my monitor, and it's very little difference. They're very, very close to the same, but, here we go, back to that one again.
Yeah, maybe it is an impedance mismatch.
Yeah, I'll have to turn my attenuator on.
I'll tell you, I got you on my analyzer.
Yeah, the anal analyzer.
Well.
There's Mr. Train.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sam Baxter. Train.
I'll have to ask your opinion there. What radio do you think I'm on there, Train?
No clue. Hello there, Sparky. Hello. I think that was Wrench. I don't know if anybody else is there, but hello around the band. Train signing on.
Evening, Night Train.
He has no clue. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Hello, Train.
Yeah, no, I don't have a clue which one. You switch back and forth between two. And I didn't know which was which.
Wasn't that a Scooby-Doo episode?
But which is which?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got that from somewhere when I was a little boy. Which is which?
Yeah, Veronica.
Yeah, I think that was a Scooby-Doo episode.
Evening, Train.
Ranger, how you doing?
All right, man. How's it going?
All right, man. Doing fine, man. Tired, beat up, weary, and worn.
What radio are you running?
I'm on my hand-wired 201A. No, 201. Ain't no such thing as a hand-wired 201A. Hand-wired 201. 10-4?
It sounds good. My big old JBL speaker on my Super Links.
Well, I hope it sounds all right. I haven't done anything to it.
You could probably turn the mic gain up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the sad part about it, Bagger. That's about all the way up, really. Yeah. Come up a little more. A little bit more, but yeah, how's that? Man, put the amplifier on, she'll squeal.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not squealing now.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I don't have the big one on, but yeah, last night I was trying to shoot me a little bit of skip, and man, I turned that bad boy on, and it got to squealing, man. That baby went all the way over to the corner, and so I had to back it down, see, because there we are. Well, I was just making sure my SWRs and everybody was in order. Yeah, go ahead, Bagger Man, do your test. Identify yourself, soldier.
Well, I just wondered if you could tell by the sound of it, you know, which radio you think it is, that's all.
No, I couldn't tell. I know that you've modified one of your, your Galaxies, but you made mention of 2 radios when you did that.
I'm just curious whether, radio number 2 or whatever is as high fidelity sounding as the Galaxy. That was my first, and I guess it's my benchmark, if you will.
I think it sounded pretty good. I could hear it sounded a little bit more closer to a ham radio than the Galaxy did.
We don't want a ham radio, we want a broadcast radio. But hey, it'll work.
The ham radio is borderline, that good quality audio. You get some of them ham radios, they have that sound without even altering them.
Clean is good, you just need maybe another stage.
Yeah, it only sounds that good if it's got a $1,000 Newman on it.
Got me a big old... What was the other one?
The other what?
Radio that you tried against your Galaxy.
It's the one I have a President Washington over here that I totally redid the audio circuits on. Broadbanded it audio-wise from pretty much the same as the Galaxy. It'll go down to about 60 hertz and all the way up to about 8 kilohertz.
I thought it sounded pretty good, man. These trams were really like that. Some good quality radios coming through. You know how the trams sound. When you sound good, it sounds good.
Yeah, I just switched, and I don't know if you noticed it or not.
No, I did not.
Yeah, just to kind of keep the test fair, the Galaxy's got an EQ on it, and of course that gives it a whole nother element of adjustment. So I set all the controls to be flat, so that it would be the same as the President, because that does not have an EQ, and that is just flat.
Yeah, you're almost coming in the Hatfield there.
Yeah, I got a feedback from something. It might be that ferrite on the back of my little pump house here. For some reason, the ferrite, I have like 2 wraps of the power leads going through this ferrite snap-on, and for whatever reason, it resonates and feeds back sometimes.
When your ferrites start like singing, like what you're saying, like, yeah, there's power.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, to me, if the ferrite is singing, that means there's RF there. So it must be blocking it, which is what I wanted to do.
That's right.
Ferrites, man. When I grow up, I want to get me some ferrites. 10-4.
Yeah, when you grow up, you want to be a ferrite.
I just want to get some ferrites, you know what I mean? When I grow up, I get big. Get me some ferrites and just put them all on. Yeah, I got me some ferrites, bye-bye.
Oh, that's funny.
Does Radio Shack still exist? Do they have them?
I think they do, and they do. So yes and yes, but very limited store location.
Yeah, any of them still open?
Yeah, I think there are a few open.
Yeah, because the one in Pottstown went down like a month or so ago, and I saw one up in Mount Penn that it just went down like a week or so ago, and I never got back to check out to see what they had left, but I missed the boat on that one.
I think Souderton's still there.
What microphone do you use for your president?
What's that?
Which microphone do you use for your president to acquire high fidelity?
Well, for this particular test, I'm using the same microphone. I'm using the Echo Max 2000. But that seems to be a good match to these. But yeah, I mean, and that's the other downside to it. To really do it upright, I need something that's going to have a microphone with a flatter response over a broader frequency range, like $1,000 Newman or something.
It have to be $1,000 Newman. See, that's where he made his mistake. Nobody could hear the difference between a Newman and any other high-fidelity microphone unless they were totally scientific. Today, the technology is so great, you can get an AKG microphone and say, I'm on $1,000 Newman, and I'll guarantee you no one will know the difference.
Well, that's true. You know, you just need a mic with the right frequency response. And actually, I could get in here to this Echo Max. I'm hesitant to do so because I kind of like the way it sounds with most CB radios, but this microphone was designed to mimic the frequency response of a D104, which is like 500 hertz to like 3,500 or something, and it's got a real pooch right at about 3,000, you know. And the Echo Max has op-amp preamps in it that are configured for low-pass filters and high-pass filters and things like that, and I could get in there and change values and make it essentially a flat microphone if I wanted to, and it would be totally flat, and it would probably be a good high-fidelity microphone, but it might work good for, you know, one of these radios, but then it might sound crappy on a regular CB, and I really don't want to risk that.
It's an electret condenser mic, so it's got potential.
Exactly.
You know, it does sound like a D104.
That's what I said. They electrically designed this mic to mimic the frequency response of a 104. It's, you know, a totally different element and everything, but they did it through the circuitry, you know, filter designs and whatnot.
Probably get a Shure microphone, like one of them type that they use on stage. For instance, the SM57, and, you know, make yourself a little avenue for the microphone to tap into the circuit when you key up, and I'm almost guarantee it's going to sound different from that Echo Max.
Yeah, but you still need some processing.
Oh yeah, you're going to need something anyway.
Doing the processing, yeah. But in order to get the full potential out of it, your microphone is your weakest link. If your microphone doesn't have the response, or if it's boosted on the high end, then you're going to sound slightly bright unless you EQ it. You know, if it's cut on the low end, you know, these guys that call themselves going hi-fi, most of them are mid-range.
Oh yeah. Well, here we go. I'm going to try something different here. I switched to a different microphone. Well, this particular one is my Kenwood MC85, which is also electret condenser, and it also has. I went in there and I tried to modify it so that it would be a little bit broader. I think it is, but it's certainly not going to be as bright as the Echo Max. This one's going to be flatter.
That has more of a bass response, but it also has a certain hollowness that goes along with it. You know that hollow sound, right?
Yeah, no processing.
Well, yeah, the hollow sound is
probably the more muddy sound, which is usually because of the, what was that? Interesting. The 400 to 1 kilohertz frequency range. Yeah, that's usually, when that's too high, you get that. And then usually with the EQ, I pull that down, but this radio doesn't have an EQ, so I can't do that.
I understand just what you're saying. Yeah, without the EQ, like Sparky said, some processing.
I wanted a real nice, quick digital delay, though, real quick. Those guys run them on sideband, my train. I hear this. I hear it. There's a breaker on that Classic Radio Roundup. Good breaker. There's a wrench.
Monkey wrench.
Evening, Wrench.
Hello there, Wrench.
Oh, wrench.
Yeah, do you see any lightning flashes out there? Well, that's good. It's all in the rearview mirror. It's going off the East Coast.
They're not calling for rain, are they?
It's a good roll down your windows kind of night.
Yeah, I got the window open here, and it's nice.
You got a noise canceling mic in that? It's a working driver. Is it Rare Bear? He'd come in and say hi.
I've never known you to disturb Classic Radio Roundup.
Disturbed? Who's disturbed?
Bagger, can you hear the difference in this radio right here and the one that I just got off of?
Yeah, that one's louder.
That's all.
Pretty much.
Okay, for
Yeah, I just did something here. I switched this Kenwood microphone over to the Galaxy, and I took the EQ and I pulled down the 400 hertz and the 1000 hertz a little bit. So hopefully it doesn't sound as muddy on this radio.
actually right now it's sounding good.
Yeah, see, that's the beauty of the EQ. I can, any particular deficiency in the microphone, I can kind of make up for by either boosting or cutting whatever frequency doesn't sound good.
It really rolled off the low end for me.
What's that, Sparky? What did you say, Sparky?
I said it really rolled off the low end.
What do you mean it rolled off the low end?
Like you don't have that big bass that you had a second ago.
Well, I didn't. Well, that's not the low end. It's more like the mid-range. See, if I go back, let me go back to where I was. There's totally flat again. So it's going to be. We're going to have that muddy sound.
There's a lot more bass in that.
Oh, I can make bass. Oh, you want bass? All right, Barry. We'll go into Barry White mode here.
Yeah, that came up there.
The truth, I'd like to see one of them D201As modified to take some decent audio, and I believe that thing has capabilities. I haven't heard or seen anybody who have done it yet.
Some grumpies talk about it. 2600. He knows how to do it.
What? Wideband? I don't think anybody's talked about it.
They talk about wideband in all kinds of radios.
Now, I'd like to see one of them trans with that 6L6 modified broadband, because I believe it has full capabilities.
Well, the weak link in a radio like that is going to be the modulation transformer, because in order to do the really low frequencies, it really needs to have, you got to avoid what they call core saturation. And the only way to really avoid that is to have such a big honking transformer that it's got a whole lot of ferrite there that you can't saturate. So I could probably be reasonably sure that the stock modulation transformer will probably not be up to the task. I mean, you could probably increase the high end a bit, and you could probably get the low end a little better, but I don't think you can get it down to 60 hertz without seriously, looking at a different modulation transformer.
I agree, man. Yep, new iron is in order.
Now, here's the question. The receivers on the radios that we are trying to impress, are they capable of hearing down to 60 hertz? Are these little speakers on the front of these radios capable of receiving these frequencies that we're trying to accomplish, or are we going to get cut off anyway, on the high end and the low end on the way into the radio?
Well, and therein lies the rub. An unmodified CB is going to have a receiver that's also bandwidth limited. The older ones, some of the older tube radios, and maybe even the tram, have a little bit more extended bandwidth, at least on the low end anyway. But most of them, even if they have IF filtering and things like that are 5 kilohertz wide or something, it's not going to go up high because you're going to go out of the bandwidth. But you can usually modify the receivers on these radios just like you do the transmitters. But if you don't have a modified radio, or like Pete has over there at Helicrafters, you can be broadcasting in high 5, but the guy receiving you is